same place this question comes from, and again, I love the question. How do you balance scheme fit and talent when you're looking at quarterbacks for this system?
Yeah, that's a great question. You obviously want to have guys who at the college level live in a place where they're operating concepts or principles in terms of the concepts that NFL teams like to run and like to thrive in, right? You don't want a guy who runs too many RPOs or runs too many like the popular spread concepts. Not It's not even called spread. It's more like a veer and shoot is the name of this stuff. Tennessee runs it the super wide splits and a real college. It's college gimmicky in my opinion. Tennessee, Ole Miss, some of those teams are doing it where it's just a very wide split, take advantage of speed and space because the hash marks are so wide in college compared to the NFL. So I think what you want to do is try to find a balance of a player who obviously has to have the physical traits, got to be able to turn the football loose when he needs to. If he can move his feet and extend with his legs to get to better places to throw or run or pick up first downs, I think that's a spot where you're definitely looking at talent and traits and obviously the ability to identify and decipher and pick apart coverage. And like Tommy Reese said, the quarterback position is a problem solver. So can you do those things? And you want a guy who's comfortable doing those things, but that doesn't mean you're limited to that, right? Obviously, I think Pat Shermer is the OC with Shooter Sanders is a guy who's definitely rooted in a lot of what the NFL has done traditionally for the past 2 decades. But I don't necessarily think that what Cam Ward did in Miami means he cannot do the things that Kevin Stefanski also wants to do. And I think that there's a little bit of legwork you have to do to go through and talk through with your staff and with the staff of both Miami and maybe Washington State, where Cam was before that, about like, was he able to do these things, but you guys didn't choose to do them? How do you think he translates? So that's the work. Anybody can turn on tape and watch what they've done, but you're trying to project and see where the fit is. And I think you can get into this narrow scope of just because a guy did in college means he automatically can translate and do that in the NFL versus a guy not doing something in college. And that means that he can't do it in the NFL. That's what makes some of this stuff, the tricky guesswork that it can be at times. So I definitely think you don't mind a guy living in an offense that has NFL skills, NFL, I think core principles. But I think with the way the world of football is expanding in terms of college stuff pushing itself into the NFL and the NFL stuff working in backtrack that's on, it's finding its way into many high schools on Friday nights as well. You don't really worry about that as much as you used to per se, unless it is, again, a total gimmicky five wide constant type of offense where it's like, that's just not the world we're going to be living in the NFL. And I do think that Cam has done enough of that stuff that you can start to project that in a way. And the Browns will have to delineate whether he can, but there's enough there to project that, in my opinion.